And then lastly, the incident in Piedmont Park. It was my decision to call upon the FBI after having conversations with Chief Hampton on what we had in the park. I called upon the FBI, one, because they are a strong partner that provides a level of resources that we just don't have. And I did so based on the information that he provided. As the mayor stated, this homicide, this murder was outside the norm of what we would typically see. The mayor stated that many of our homicides that we have in the city of Atlanta was acquaintance. But this was so unique that I felt that we needed to collaborate with as many resources as we possibly can. And therefore, I asked Chief to get in touch with the FBI immediately. The difference in doing so is that we have the ability to get the FBI on the front end as opposed to bringing them in lately. And again, I attribute this to our partnership and the relationship that we have with that agency. And so I'm confident that we're doing everything that we possibly can. I've had conversations with the DA's office and the sheriff's office, and everyone is willing to contribute resources to this. So without going, no, I'd be remiss if I have to reiterate what the mayor stated about false information. We have to make sure that the information that is going out to the public is factual. I think that quite often what we are now hearing is a lot of sensationalism and misinformation as it relates to what we're seeing, and it is really causing us more problem, especially with the community that we serve. We have to maintain a level of integrity as it relates to this case. It is important to us that we resolve this and not be distracted by misinformation.
Good morning. As many of you are aware, on July 28th in the early morning hours, Katie and her dog, Bowie, was tragically taken from our community. Katie was a devoted daughter, sister, wife, a friend of many. She was a talented songwriter. She was a vocal advocate for social justice. Now it's time for us to give justice for Katie. As the mayor said, as Chief Bryant said, there's a lot of information out there. We as the police department and our investigators, we have a duty to abide by the laws of the courts and the rules of evidence. We'll be wrong to put out a lot of information in the public. We thank you for your concerns. We thank you for your cooperation. Most importantly, we thank you for your patience. This is going to take time. I assure you that the men and women that are assigned to this investigation are working around the clock. As Chief Bryant just said, the integrity of this investigation is important. There are things that only the individual or individuals responsible for this know. This is very important when we apprehend them. This is what we use as to further our case in order to bring them to justice. I know there are a lot of questions. And again, we're going to continue to provide information when we can and when we deem it's necessary. What will happen shortly after this press conference, we'll be releasing still photos of 6 individuals that were in and around Piedmont Park. And what we're hoping is that these individuals will come forward and to let us know, hopefully that they saw something while in the park. I'm not saying that they're responsible, I want to be clear about that, but we believe that we're hoping that they saw something that could further and help our investigation. Again, the investigation and integrity investigation is key, but I just thank everyone for their cooperations and again, for their patience.
And just a couple of things before we transition to COVID. I know there have been several rumors that there is a serial killer on the loose in our city. We don't have any evidence of that. Also that this was a hate crime. As of now, we don't have any proof of that as well. This is not to say that things will not change, but at this point, we don't have any confirmation of either of those things, so I want to clarify that.